Hi, good people. How you doing? My hair is blue. What do you think? Um, I wasn't really gonna film today, but then I dyed my hair blue, and I was like, I have to film my blue books. So we're gonna do my blue books from my bookshelf today. So we're gonna get right into it with my favorite blue book. Ah, yes, Issa Rae. How I love thee. Issa put out this book shortly after she did her series, and I went and got it signed. Um, so I started watching her series on YouTube, her Awkward Black Girl series on YouTube, and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm obsessed. And then she came to Chicago for a book signing for this book, and I went to go meet her and do this, and it was such a good read, really easy. Every time I'm in LA now and I pass by her father's place because it's over by my great grandfather lives, I always am like, oh my gosh, I know about that because of the book. But so many things, so many interesting things about her. So really enjoyed this book. Let's see. The Mothers, haven't read it, but I bought it because it looked colorful and it's supposed to be good. The Mothers is about community and ambition, love and friendship, and living up to expectation in contemporary Black America. So that's what that's about. This one is Taipan. It goes with the other book that I introduced earlier, Shogun. It's by the same author, James Cavill. It's supposed to be really good. And then, of course, I got some Japan books. So this is, I only chose them blue because they show blue on the side, but they're actually, I guess, white. But this is 1Q84, which, in Japanese, which is Haruki Murakami's version of 1984, but in a, more surreal, Japanese way. So all of the books were originally, there were 6 books. I got these because we got some donations to the library at the Japanese consulate. They had too many, so I got all of these. And somewhere I have 1Q84 in English as well, but I wanted to have it in Japanese so that I could read it and see if it's the same vibe or not. This book, The Birth of Korean Cool, I probably read this in college-ish. I started to get really interested in how Korea is using K-pop and Korean culture and the Hallyu wave as a soft power diplomatic thing, and this book really dives into that. So if you're interested in any of those aspects, this is the book for you. This next one I bought at the last bookstore on Earth, the one in LA. I just saw it and it automatically spoke to me. Networked Cultures. It just talks about space and the different aspects of architecture around the world and how it does or doesn't, help amplify voices, or it increases poverty, or it does other different things. So, and just how all interconnected we are with our space. This one is part of that series that you've seen now, 1, 2, maybe 3 of them so far. This is book 4, Ku Neru Futari Sumu Futari, which is the 2 that live together, eat together, and sleep together. Basically about a couple, and throughout their lives. And I loved this series, so it was really good, and I really like it. It's manga. I don't tend to read manga, but if you're interested, there it is. It was a good series. This one I bought because, oh no, I didn't buy this one. I used to work at a bookstore in college when I was supposed to go to Japan, but I couldn't. I came back to Chicago for a little bit, and I was working part-time at a bookstore that worked on Asia. Shout out to Jeffrey Moy. And I got this book from there, and it kind of was related to what I was studying and stuff like that, so it worked out nicely. This one, I don't know if I've mentioned this. I feel like I've mentioned it, but my thesis in college was on Japanese hip-hop and its authenticity. And so I had to read a lot about different aspects of Japanese music and how it adapted and got changed in Japan and things like that. So this is about jazz, which is really big in Japan. It's called Blue Nippon. It's a really good book. This one I started reading, but I couldn't really get finished with. It's called Locking Up Our Own, Crime and Punishment in Black America. So in college, I used to volunteer in juvenile hall So I'm still very interested in the prison system and why we have it, and I hate it, but it's really, you know, important to understand how this whole system works and how it sort of fails, especially Black men, but Black people in general. And so that's what this book is about. This book, Women, Food, and God. So I have struggled with my weight my whole life. That's just a matter of the life that I live. And this book my friend and I got together because I think she's finished it, like she's probably read it and like reread it a couple of times. I still haven't, see the furthest I've gotten. You can tell because I stopped making marks. I've gotten to like the end of part 1. I have so many highlights and things in here, but it's just a little too real and I'm not ready to accept this aspect. But essentially the book talks about how, you know, if we think about ourselves as goddesses or God, why aren't we treating our bodies that way? Like, why aren't we treating our body the way we would treat something that we really have a lot of respect for? And then through that, learn about more mindful eating and all those different things. But gotta finish it. It's probably a thing. Sorry, my pile is all over here. This is a manga that my cousin gave me, Noah. Shout out to Noah. Strawberry 100. There's another one which you saw in my green books. This one, for 1 year for my job, we have our youth summit in the summers, and we went to the organization, the Great Books Foundation, and they gave us this book, but it's about activism. And so the girls got a copy of it as well, and it's just about reading for civic reflection. Ah, yes. Hello, darling. How are you? This is Trevor Noah, if you didn't know. You probably know. Loved this book. It's just such a interesting insight into his life and who he is as a person, how he became who he is. But it's kind of intense, so definitely only read it if you're like in the zone to read it. But it's really, really good, and I really admire him. And if you're watching this, Trevor, call me. We can be friends, because yeah. Oh, look at what came up next. The proposal. As if, you know, Trevor is gonna propose. Anyways, so this one is by Jasmine Guillory. And I have a couple of her books. The other ones are in pink, and I forget what the other colors are. But they're just really fun, like summer reads. I read these books in like a day, you know, when I'm on vacation. Just like a fast, like cute read. So this is part 2 of the series. It's in an order, and the couples in each book are related, so you kind of have to read it in order, but you don't have to, but you kind of do. This is a poetry book that I got. I believe this was part of the, oh no, my friend Maya sent this to me. No Matter the Wreckage by Sarah Kay. Apparently I have a piece of paper in here to hold on to one of my poems that I really liked, but great poetry book. Less, haven't read it. You are a failed novelist about to turn 50, and a wedding invitation enters in the mail. And another Japanese book that I haven't read. Arifureta Seikatsu. Arifureta Seikatsu. I liked the cover, so I got it. Follow Your Dreams. I'm pretty sure one of my friends gave this to me. And my last ones, Astrology for Happiness and Success by Mecca Woods. If you don't know about Mecca, Mecca is awesome. Astrologist, woman, everything. So I highlighted all of my signs, my Virgo, my Pisces, and my Capricorn, and I have a little journal in there. And this one's The Quiet American. It's about a person who was in the Foreign Service. At one point I thought about going into the Foreign Service, so I was going to read it. I got about 1 chapter in. So that's how that goes. So I hope you enjoyed my blue books and my blue hair and my blue makeup and my blue. And I will see you